American history often talks about our armed forces, but predominantly focuses on men. But I want to emphasize that women have been there supporting the armed forces and sometimes even fighting hidden in plain sight. Let's talk a little about women in the US Armed Forces. Before the mid 20th century, women were largely restricted to supporting roles. These roles were still essential to the armed forces and were usually nurses, cooks, laundresses, and selling supplies. But other roles, such as the daughters of the regiment, or in the 18th and 19th century, often referred to as vivanderies, these women, usually daughters or wives of enlisted men or officers, operated under fire dozens of times a day to carry food, water, medicine, supplies, and to aid the wounded on the battlefield. The practice of the vivanderie and cantinerie originated with the French army in the 18th century, but both the Union and Confederate armies had daughters of the regiment during the American Civil War. Some of the reasons that these women reportedly served were for patriotism and a genuine belief in their cause, economic freedom, the better soldiers' pay, which often was higher than most jobs available to women, or even an escape from the domestic confinements of these earlier eras. Many women have even fought while disguised as men throughout the US's history. A couple famous, well-documented examples include Deborah Sampson, who enlisted in the American Revolutionary War as Robert Shirtliff. She was so committed to her secret identity that she reportedly extracted a musket ball from her thigh with a knife to avoid seeing a doctor and being exposed. Another is Sarah Rosetta Wakeman, who enlisted as Leon's Wakeman for the Union during the US Civil War. Her identity wasn't discovered until long after the war. There are hundreds of women who fought at battles like Gettysburg in total anonymity. Following World War II, the Women's Armed Services Integration Act of 1948 was a turning point that officially allowed women to serve as permanent regular members of the armed forces. In 1975, women were permitted to enter military service academies, and in 2013, Defense Secretary Leon Panetta removed the prohibition against women serving in direct combat roles and declared that all military positions would be open to qualified women. This decision was upheld and opened the way for women to fill the several thousand positions that they hold today. From the women who hid their identities to fight for independence to the decorated soldiers of today, the history of women in our military is a history of persistence. They didn't just join the fight, they earned their place in it. Today, men and women alike serve and fight, back to back, shoulder to shoulder, supporting one another and protecting our nation. Thank you very much to the brave members of our armed forces who give years of your lives away to protect and serve us, both domestically and afar. And as always, thanks y'all for watching and following my channel. If you love someone, please tell them, and I hope you have a historical day.